Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Kiev Cybersports Arena for our loser bracket finals of Starladder Season 9. I'm LD of Beyond the Summit. To my right, of course, I'm joined by Merlini. And Ben, it's time for Empire versus EG. Best of
down
three.
And then there were three. So one of these teams will be eliminated after this match, and we'll take home a pretty sizable third place. But, of course, everyone is vying for the grand prize. And the draft is already pretty far in, so.
Yeah, already the biggest prize pool of any Dota 2 tournament in the West outside of the International. We'll hop into the draft in just a second, but 3-game series, got to win 2 of these, and the winner will move on to play DK, who has a 1-game advantage in a best-of-5. That final series coming up later today. Empire on the Radiant side, EG on the Dire. First overall pick was the Bat for EG. So, coming into this series, quickly, what do you think are just some of the key things to keep an eye on that are maybe not normal for some of the other teams? Like anything unusual that teams need to worry about?
You don't give Empire Batrider. I think taking, giving it to EG is okay. Universe's Batrider is strong, but not as strong as some of the other ones in the tournament, and not as strong as some of its other heroes. I don't think RTZ will be playing him mid, but that is another option. Empire, given Resolution Invoker again, this is the same trade-off that we saw IG do, and it ended up poorly for them.
Yeah, to be fair, IG had some execution errors as well in terms of Luo especially. He amplified damage the few wrong units a couple of times. Crucially, forgot to use this BKB.
Stormbolt some creeps.
When initiating. I don't know if I'd call it a stun the boar moment, but it was close. That was for sure. So I don't expect we'll see that out of EG. Though, RTZ did self-astral himself yesterday.
So. Yeah, that was self-destruction.
He actually tweeted about it, and he said, you know what? I'm rested, boys. I had a good night's sleep.
Did he say why he did it? Was it a double click? I don't even know if he has that option. I don't think a lot of people do.
I think he made it sound like it was an accident.
Well, it was obviously an accident. I just want to know whether it was like him misclicking or the double tap self-cast, because double tap self-cast is useful sometimes, but if it causes you a mistake like that can cost you many thousands of dollars, it's not worth it.
All right, well, let me quote him. All right, I emo sleeped as soon as I got to the hotel. I'm not astraling myself today, boys. YOLO. Hashtag YOLO.
Hashtag YOLO. I think his YOLO day was yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyways, we will proceed with the draft. Empire, they drafted fairly similarly against IG. They did ban out the Naga, which Evil Geniuses does like to run very often. I do not expect Naga to get through in any of the matches.
Can I just point out? Yeah, I don't think Naga's going to get through. Where's Dazzle? It's been ignored.
Dazzle, I mean, Empire ignored it either. It's against the Batrider opener, though. They view Shadow Demon as a much more stable support versus it, which is fair. Grave, you're just going to die immediately after. Shadow Demon, you can actually keep Batrider in place and interrupt a lot of the repositioning capabilities of Batrider. And if you purge them too, that's usually pretty good. But Empire, they did have 3 heroes to deal with the Batrider last time. Clock Counter Initiate, Shadow Demon, as well as Eventual Spirit. Not sure whether they're going to go for it this game. All those same heroes are available, and EG were obviously watching the game in between IG and Empire. So hopefully they do have some solutions of their own. Looks like this is a very, very similar draft to what we just saw in the previous game. A lot of heroes were actually banned out. Murana was banned out by the Batrider team.
Yeah, Sand King's the choice here for Empire. And by the way, this is not a Resolution Murana. It does look to be a silent Murana, as we saw the stats there. He is 8-0 on the hero. Must have been playing it a lot during their win streak earlier a few months ago. But, well, one position Murana, not something Empire normally runs.
Is EG scared of the Darkseer, though? I think that's the main question here, because there's no mag hero yet. And Sand King Darkseer was strong, but does EG think they can handle it or not? They obviously know what Empire like to do. This is almost the exact same draft. Murana was replaced by Luna, which was banned out in the second phase by Evil Geniuses. And they're just off by 1 hero.
Yeah, other offlaners left, and Centaur's banned. Clockwork is out there for Mag, something he's played a decent amount. But Darkseer does seem like the more natural partner. And Visage and Dazzle don't have any actual stuns between the 2 of them early on, so you can get your levels pretty well in the offlane. Well, Empire, go ahead and ban out a Doom. For EG, they are going to need their Safe lane farmer for EE.
So Empire knows that they like the Visage Drow. We'll already ban that out. Know that RTZ likes to play OD. We'll also ban that out. Give them a hero that EG doesn't usually jump to first and foremost in mind. EG banning out the Centaur, very good in combination with Shadow Demon and Invoker, like we saw in many of the games in the prior series. And Doom is actually an interesting ban. I don't think that they're terribly scared of a Doom. They handled IG's Doom easily.
IG, I think EG's a little more comfortable in the Doom. Something Envy's played quite a bit. Not something IG run a lot.
Darkseer was the most obvious ban.
Yeah. Is Doom good? Darkseer was the most obvious ban.
Darkseer,
Is Doom a good... Would it have been a good pick for EG?
I don't think so. It doesn't shut down Mirana like terribly well, and I don't even think like dooming Mirana is like the biggest deal for them.
It's good versus Invoker.
Yeah, it is pretty good for Invoker though. And if they just like BKB rush down, it's going to be difficult for Invoker to live.
The other thing is it's good for just pushing towers, and that's what we saw from EG the last time they ran the Dragon Knight for Arteezy was super stacked, impossible to kill. Godzilla Dragon Knight, he had Shallow Grave at his side. I'm trying to remember what other supports they had buffing him up, but he was very... Living Armor, I think, was there.
I think that's the only two, but it was more than enough.
Yeah, so... And it was more of like a pushing style from EG, taking a lot of early fights, taking a lot of early towers, so... Doom is a pretty good hero for that natural aura carrier.
They need a universe hero right now, and it could be something like Timber. They do have 2 strength heroes, but they have so much stun for him, he's not going to be able to survive in the off lane.
Universe hero? You don't think he's going to play the bat?
Oh, sorry, universe hero. Never mind. I don't know what's with it. They have Bat Rider for universe. What's the Eternal Envy hero going to be? That's the main question. We just talked about it not being the Doom, not being the Drow Ranger. It could be Morphling. Morphling is decent. They have no silences out on the side of Empire. But
he's played...
I don't know if that's aggressive enough.
He's played a decent amount of Mirana this tournament as well, but the Mirana is already picked up.
Most of the EE heroes are banned out.
Yeah, it's mostly been Lycan, Luna, or Mirana this tournament.
Yeah, Lycan, Luna, and there's Doom, Morphling. He plays fairly often, but... What will EE play? Wow. Okay. So this is
your EMS 1 metagame, basically. This is what teams are doing.
Pugna should be picked more. I'm very surprised that this is his first appearance in this tournament, but this will be a
safe lane
early
farming Pugna.
They can't take it late though. Their late game is not very good.
Don't underestimate the refresher Pugna. Get the double wards. We were talking to Loda about that build last night, but yeah, Pugna is a natural hex carrier. He can do decent damage late game with the ultimate.
He's really good for sinking though. You drop the ultimate or you drop the Nether Ward. He has to get a BKB or else he won't be able to get an epicenter blink off.
But let's be honest, when you pick Pugna, you expect to take and DK, you expect to take a lot of towers early, control the map, and just not even get to a point where it's later on in the game, and you have to take it late. Looks like Artur trying to win over the Russian
My
fans
name
here.
Artur Babevsky. I grew up in small farm to have make potatoes. Father say, Artur, potato harvest is bad. Need you to have play professional Dota in Amerikansky for make money, for headscarf, for babushka. Okay.
Well, we'll get the viewers on their side, at least on the English stream. But with that being said, the teams have been introduced. We'll introduce them now as well. Empire on the Radiant, EG on the Dire, Bankscore playing your support Shadow Demon. To the off lane goes Mag, who was quite fantastic earlier as Darkseer. He'll be playing the Clockwork this time around. And he also has played quite a bit of Clock this tournament too. Always want to fly on your Sand King. And there will be an early D ward here from Bankscore, actually. Nicely done. Silent on the Mirana. And that does leave Resolution playing your solo mid Invoker. And on the side of EG, PPD, the Dazzle. Support being Visage being handled by Zai. Safe lane is Eternal Envy standing in from Cloud9. Farming is the Pugna. Solo mid, of course, is Artur.
Wow,
Arteezy
PPD
himself.
wasting so much money. He wasted his reward here, gave 50 gold to Empire, and won't have vision. Also, dropped the sentry here to try and block the big pool, or big spawn for Bat Rider, but that will also not be found. So Dazzle's probably going to have to lay a sentry ward over here. That's a terrible, terrible start for EG. Usually their wards stick.
So then the question is, how much will Universe get out of the lane? How badly will he need the jungle farm? And Universe, he is, of course, the final player for this team. Uh-oh, gets caught by an arrow. There's a burrow strike here to follow. This could be our first blood. This is not a good start for the Sad Boys if they give up Universe. Oh, that was close.
Wow. So close. Very nice arrow coming out from Silent, though, to pretty much push Batrider out of the lane. He's way too low. He doesn't have a salve. Luckily, he did have Firefly at level 1, but
oh yeah, if he
had Sticky Napalm, he's definitely dead. But the problem is he's not going to get any experience. They have more creeps on the side of EG in that bottom lane, so he's not going to be hitting level 2 for a very long time, and they don't have any creep games, and it's a Mud Golem spawn. That's a really bad start for Universe. Universe has been a playmaker, and when we saw DK just manhandle them, Universe was pretty much a non-factor.
And PPD does have one more Sentry Ward, but has not gone to place it yet, so... He might not. Does he even realize the camp's actually blocked? I'm pretty sure
blocked. I don't think it's blocked. The big camp or the small camp?
This big camp. I mean.
Oh, the big camp. I think he expected it.
Yeah, because I don't know if he stuck around at the 30-second mark to see if it actually spawned. So he might not realize yet, which is going to hurt Universe even more.
Well, it's only going to block one more spawn, right? So
that's true.
It's only blocked 2 minutes. I think he placed it slightly before 0, so the 3-minute one will actually spawn. So not the end of the world for Universe.
Yeah, and he does still have something to try and farm in the Centaurs, but yeah, getting Mud Golems especially really hurts him here. And
good game, Mud Golems.
We'll see if he can catch up. There's been a lot of Mud Golems lately, man. They're a plague upon the Dota 2
Can he double sack this in time?
Top
Universe.
Lane. There's going to be a Poison Touch on Mag. A lot of harassment coming out from EG. They do have Soul Assumption here. Not going to be enough for a kill, but did he get the stack off? Yep. And he got some Satyrs, which is quite a bit better.
And a regen for Mag, so he can save himself. They do have that ward onto the top lane. Arteezy, how's he doing? Looks like he's doing very well in terms of CS, out CSing the Invoker just slightly in terms of assets, but coming down or coming far behind in denies.
So we've talked a little bit about the lanes, but in terms of the overall draft strategy for EG, this used to be very popular for Vici Gaming. I think the team who did it the best was you run Dragon Knight mid, Pugna safe lane, and then any sort of supports that can fuel a push, and you just get the basic Arcane Boots, your levels up on your Pugna. You start taking the safe lane towers, you can do a pull to get the double wave and the catapult. You take towers, then you get your mech, then you take the tier 1 mid, and from there you just look to snowball all the lanes, remove all vestige of map control for Empire, and basically bottle them up in their base. So that's generally how this kind of draft gets played. We'll see if EG
If Sinking gets an early blink, though, it's going to be extremely difficult to push. Well, it depends on whether or not he gets hit by Pugna Ward. Pugna range 1600 radius on that. Maybe if they can kill it early with Forge Spirits or something, he can get it off. But without a Blink Dagger, nigh impossible. So always want to fly 600 gold.
Yeah, and you can also decrepify the ward, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, that's it is not easy to kill that ward.
Here's your bottle for Arteezy. So 12-2. Resolution is getting the edge here, though, at 60-9. This is the last time we saw Arteezy's Dragon Knight. I forget who he was playing against, but it was a bit of a weaker lane matchup versus the DK. I think it was a Puck.
I think it was it was a Naga. It was
it?
Ferrari's
Okay.
Naga.
That's right. Well, I guess that's not really a weak matchup, but it seems like Resolution's done a better job here so far. 12 denies, not the biggest deal against, well, in general, against any hero with the way denies work nowadays, but slow down Arteezy just a little bit.
Looks like Mirana not going for a super greedy build, will opt to buy phase boots first. Clockwork getting the DD rune on top. We may see our first kill of the game coming up soon.
If he finds a support in the jungle, even with only 1 point battery assault, it might be enough to get a kill. So, while PPD and NB are sticking together. So
there's also no grave on PPD yet. Actually, he has 1 skill point saved up.
Yeah, so he has the grave if he needs it, but won't be wanting to use it. Outside of that, anything else unusual going on? Always want to fly, was farming. He's already level 4. He's done very well for himself.
Yeah, I don't think he's gotten any Mud Golems. Mud Golems, man, they make or break.
Mud Golems are ruining esports.
Well, here comes the first push. Do they have a Basilius? Envy does, and he has Casual Energy Booster too. And they're putting a lot of pressure out on Mag.
Do they have no catapult?
Yeah, it's just
they can still do a lot of damage even without a catapult.
Yeah, he is level 5 too, so I think that's the word go.
And what are Empire going to do about it until they get the Blink Dagger, until they get level 6 on Mag? Not a whole lot. They can try to go for tower trades, but It's certainly not going to happen in the bottom or mid lane right now, as those lanes are not remotely pushed. So EG are pretty much guaranteed to have a tower advantage, barring just catastrophic overextensions top lane.
Yes, this tower is 233 HP. Vanscore can't really do anything. He doesn't even have Shadow Poison to try and lure the creep wave around. Well, CS, yeah, Resolution's doing very well versus Artur.
Yeah, it was actually a bit closer for Arteezy, but as the levels have gone up, it's gotten harder and harder for him. And
GG Forge Spirits, man. And on top of that, Empire has been getting every single rune.
yeah, the minus armor and just the strong right-click damage, definitely a nice touch versus a melee hero like DK.
Well, level 6 is up on Mirana. Has she skilled up Moonlight Shadow? Not yet, still saving that skill point.
That's been a hit-or-miss thing for teams that have run Mirana in this tournament, is some teams use the ultimate very effectively, but as we saw from IG earlier,
Vanscore hasted up. Artur
wrapping around, he's going to be a disruption into a Soul Catcher. Sunstrike's going to fly. Arteezy gets stunned, the stun off though, and now retreats. Eats a cold snap. First blood to Empire. Well done for them. Now Universe TPing in, trying to turn this fight around. No points at Flame Break yet. He might actually go down. It's a double kill. Oh boy. And they don't get Always Want to Fly, who lives with about 12 HP. Everything going Empire's way.
Wow.
That is so close. Maybe almost could have gotten that last kill, but even so, they've already lost the Dragonite, and they lose the Batrider.
You know what all started is this D-Ward right here from Vanscore. If he doesn't get that D-Ward, Cluck doesn't get all the runes, and he definitely doesn't get that haste rune on, PPD.
They
dying.
did get the tower
and
top
Envy.
lane, but they're going to give up another 2 kills. This is not how the DK Pugner strat's supposed to go. That is not worth the tower. Giving up that many kills, you're going to get the towers at some point anyway, but Midas is pretty much done on Resolution already. And the rest of the heroes are getting all kinds of levels.
Empire is just... Their timing of the ganks is like right before EG expects them to. They expect so much pressure to be out on top that there's not going to be rotations from the supports in the middle lane, and then they expect them to be busy in the mid lane. No way to catch them on top, and Empire one step ahead. 4-0 for him. 3,000 gold lead. Actually, 3,000 experience lead, 1,500 gold lead, which is pretty significant considering EG, they're the ones with the tower down. Invoker already has his Midas. I think this is going to be another farm Resolution game.
If you remove the tower from the equation, they're actually down almost 3,000 gold. And generally, if it's a close game, or if, God forbid, Empire continues to lead for EG, then EG are going to lose those towers at some point.
Empire almost missed the kill on Artur too. I think if Dazzle had TP'd instead of the Visage, they might have actually been able to save him. Oh, Universe.
Uh-oh, caught out in the woods. He's trying to farm up his Blink. Sunstrike, Arrow, and Burrow are all here. They don't even need the Arrow. Empire are just one step ahead of EG. The D-wards, the fantastic camp blocks, the movements, everything is just at the right time before the bat plane comes out, as soon as they get a haste turn, and now they're hunting for more kills. Diving Arteezy under the tower. There's a Sand King illusion here, and they'll start throwing out the nukes. He drops quite quickly. PPD's in the pit, and Mag's going to take him down as well. Will Arteezy make it out? Trapped in by the illusions. He can't escape. It's a complete rout. Always Want to Fly. Gets off yet another Burrow. I think we'll finally fall. No, Moonlight Shadow, keep me alive. They got to get this kill. They need something going their way. And EG are getting nothing. They're getting nothing. It's 7-0.
Absolutely nothing.
Unbelievable. Even TP's out in the end. Arrow's going to fly. Narrowly missing Universe, but there's a leap out from Silent. No Lasso yet. Universe is one creep from Lasso. Oh, the poor guy. It's just, like you said, one inch ahead, one step ahead, every step of the way.
It's just like Empire's escaping with the tiniest bit of HPs. If Sand King dies before, he doesn't have the extra branch, he doesn't have the one more level that he needs to survive that gank, and EG is... They have to get more towers.
Imagine if they didn't get the damn mud golems.
Yes. I mean, all these small things are adding up for Empire. Uh-oh.
Always Want to Fly is taking some big damage, though. The double familiar stuns come in. One more right click from Arteezy. No, it's not enough. Now he's tanking tower. Mag looking for the hook. Nicely dodged.
Whew, that hook.
They could not afford to give up that kill, but EG already down to the 7 kill. Oh boy. And he's still sticking around mid.
Nice dodge. He does have Grave.
Yeah,
and a regen rune, so they can continue his pressure. He does have a good 20 seconds left on his ult, but looks like they are just going to go back to farming. 3,000 gold leaf for Empire, slowly mounting. And how is Silent doing? We saw him involved in that a couple of kills already. Phase drums, the fighter build.
Yeah, it seems like the best Marana build, honestly. Just maybe, I mean, whether you got treads or not doesn't really matter, but just get involved early, come to fights, use Moonlight Shadow offensively to set up kills, and rather than defensively just to escape and control the tempo. That's exactly what they've done. If you're EG right now, you're just not ready to push yet, really.
You need Blink on bat. That's the first step to coming back, and not getting more Mud Golems. These damn Mud Golems.
You need to stop getting Mud Golems.
Just double Mud Golem spawn. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, they've got the Visage Familiars now to help bring it down, but nonetheless, it is not ideal. The other thing they need is the Pugna mech, but all Envy's got is a Chainmail. They're not even close. And Sandcane Blink check, not that close. He's actually gone bottle.
Yeah, he did this last game.
Second time we've seen this now, yeah.
Well, Mag huddling around mid. And the problem with the supports on EG now is they can't really afford to play greedy because they always have to babysit Arteezy. He's 0-2-0. He doesn't have the worst start, but this is much worse than we usually see for Arteezy.
And there's no Ancient stacks, which we saw teams running Dragon Knight earlier in this tournament would go for quite a bit. Bottom lane, watch out, EG. Got to be careful here. They'll drop the ward. The burrow comes through. The ward's going to do decent damage, but not enough. They get the kill, and now they retreat out.
First kill of the game, going for Arteezy.
Oh, he did catch Vanscore on the way out.
That was
so
a very nice play by Vanscore, though. He disrupted the Dazzle while they Sand King stun into an arrow onto Eternal Envy so that he had absolutely zero chance of getting off a grave there.
Silent. Might get caught here by... No, just kidding.
Without Blink, too hard.
Is he even close? Yeah, he is quite close, so he'll have it a bit late with all the bad luck, as well as almost dying at level 1, but he'll have it nonetheless, and EG will have to make something happen with it. Hook shot for Mag, who's fishing, narrowly missing on PPD.
It's close. Trying to make these next level plays.
Empire continue to the siege. The familiars are going to come in and look to slow things down, and they actually found Arteezy again bottom lane while that was happening. Oh no. Another death for the Dragon Knight. It's probably their most important hero outside the Pugna, just in terms of sustaining the push.
Still, they need the Blink. They have to get that up. They have to get kills. They only have 1 kill in 12, and another Mud Golem spawn. Poor Universe. Oh, I feel the pain.
He's already got Blink anyway.
Yeah, but...
Just to rub it in.
Just
to
like,
hey, by the way, buddy.
I mean, Invoker has Midas Force Staff before Batrider has Blink, though. That's scary.
Yeah, and sure, Bat's got Blink, but Always Want to Fly isn't far from his own as they support Sand King, who backed off for Bottle first. So, yeah, they're going to have...
And who's been far more involved in kills.
Even if they jump in and lasso someone, there's no Force Staff yet, so there's a decent chance Empire can counter-initiate with either the Blink Sand King or a Cold Snap or maybe a Disruption or Purge. So, this Blink is not...
Oh, there's a smoke. They want to get a kill.
Effective.
Resolution, you're in trouble, buddy.
Universe. Perched on the high ground, looking for the opening here, but Empire seem to be fairly well prepared for this. With Vanscore sitting back, Disruption ready. They haven't seen the Blink Dagger yet, but if this gank doesn't happen, they'll probably have to show it.
Man, they're in such a good position. They expect the Blink. You usually expect it around 10 or 11 minutes.
Oh, they saw Arteezy.
But 1 death a minute. 1 death will set you back about a minute per, it seems. Uh-oh.
Trying to bait Arteezy maybe, as they do drop an Observer Ward, but did not D-Ward to check for Observers on the enemy side.
So that's a failed smoke. There goes the element of surprise. I think they actually might have scouted it out with the Force Spirits too.
Yeah, Arteezy walked up the hill not smoked.
Zai's actually level 8. He's been really quiet this game. He's the only hero on EG who hasn't yet died.
And Visage can be a decent damage dealer later on, though normally it's more supplementary than...
He has a Force Staff. That's very, very unusual for a Visage to rush, but it is pretty good versus Batrider.
He's being slowed down quite a bit here, but meanwhile mid lane, the pressure's on Arteezy right now. The tower's going to fall. That's almost your Blink Dagger and Always Want to Fly. And Universe jumps in right into Cold Snap. They were completely ready for the leap. Now they'll find Arteezy, who quickly is driven back. He's been graved. Maybe he lives through this. One more right click will be needed to get the kill. Is there Sunstrike? Not invocable for now. Zai retreating out too.
Their next level Sunstrike coming out from him in 5 seconds. He still has time to do so.
Is it enough to get the kill?
It's level 5.
Hook shot in. PPD gets caught and just obliterated. Empire finding kill after kill after kill. Sunstrike at the fountain. No, looks like it's not going to happen.
Eternal Envy was pushing down bottom in the meantime. He did get... Oh, wait, did they get the tower? Oh, yeah, they did get the tower on the bottom. But still, that's small consolation. They lost many, many heroes. They lost a T2 tower, 5,000 gold lead going for Empire. And we expected EG to have the better early game, the better push, the better, not necessarily better gank, maybe once Batrider gets his blink, but Universe, 0, 3, and 0. Batrider has been such a playmaker this tournament, but being killless this late really hurts EG.
Running a safe lane Pugna to not have your mech at 16 minutes nearly is pretty bad for the team strategy overall. So Envy just haven't been able to take enough towers this game. Only the tier 1 top, the tier 1 bottom, but normally you'd expect to see at least either a tier 2 top.
This is somewhat of a risky fight for
well.
Empire. They don't actually have Invoker, and Invoker's a big damage dealer, high utility in team fights.
Has EG seen the always want to fly blink, I guess, is my main question. But going now, though, lasso up Mag. Watch for always want to fly. He's trying to stay out of ward range. He's lurking in the trees. Are they going to turn this around? Nope. Still just launching his team retreat out. Silent caught out now a bit. Sand King's not coming in. They're just on their own. Silent, they'll run them down here with a Purge. They might lose them around. And look at that turn radius. So freaking slow. Then Bang Score could be next. This might be the start of a full turnaround for EG. They're going to get 3. Bang Score dropping low and will fall. Nicely done for EG.
Why are they pushing out without resolution? That's just too risky. They're giving them they're presenting opportunities that they shouldn't be presenting. If they're as 5, they can instantly counter the Batrider initiate with a cold snap, and there goes the majority of the team fight from EG. And without any of that, I mean, what did he get in the meantime? He kind of just pushed out mid, pushed out bottom, but they lost 3 heroes. They quadrupled EG's kills. They did end up getting the tower, though.
Okay, yeah, last hit on the tower, yeah, I don't know. Could have just stayed back. That also gives the mech as well as an urn, and well, there will be a Sunstrike fishing for PPD. But
he had to have been there for that fight. I think Empire just like snowballs with their lead if EG picks 5-on-5s, but with that 4-on-5 there, that was very, very costly.
They still do have really good counter initiation if they have 5, and there, as of yet, is no 4-staff on Universe. EG are very poor on their Dragonite as well. Arteezy, he's done a decent job of catching up considering the start, but still just an Ogre Club, no BKB, and there's just no real farm acceleration. This is an EG team that has racked up some of the highest GPMs on record and no Ancient stacks this game. Tower Gold is just there once, you know, it doesn't accelerate your farm. You just take a tower and then back off and maybe go for Roach. So it's gold you can take at any stage of the game. So missing out on creeps, missing out on stacks early on does come back to hurt you more in terms of your overall economy. And now they go in on Arteezy. They will go for the Burrow Strike. Arrow hits a creep, but there's a hook shot anyway. Then a Sunstrike, and they're too late to get a range for the grave. PPD cannot bail his buddy out.
He's just way too far out. Maybe if he has BKB TP post hook shot, then he can get out, but he's not even close.
Well, Empire, they bounce right back
Universe
here.
looking for a pick.
No, he's looking to run.
Well,
it's Empire hunting all the picks right now. And they have such good closing distance here. With the arrow, the blink, Burrow Strike. They have, I think, pretty indisputably at this point in the game, the better initiation. Sir, one team's got Bat, but the other team has 3+ initiators, if you want to count Invoker's Cold Snap as one too. And once again, better initiation seems to be just having a better time in the mid game.
Well, that is a Necro 2, Necro 3 actually coming out.
Somebody just canceled their TP. No, Zai still has this, so I think it was someone at the base.
Screw this, they're going high ground. Envy just dropped a ward in Vision right here. What is that? That's the majority of their team fight. Oh my goodness. It's like half Pugna ward, half Visage.
And now he gets Cold Snap. He eats the epicenter. Doo-doo-doo. All over his face from Always Want to Fly. They disrupt their Sand King as he's being pulled back by the lasso. But Always Want to Fly is caught off on his own. PPD's low. Might go down here. I think he killed off the Necronomicon minion. No, he'll be okay.
And they got a buyback from Envy. That's big.
Yeah, normally when you're Pugna, you want to drop the ward either just farther back or like somewhere off in the trees, but just putting it like right up here.
That was just very poor placement of that ward.
It's a second time playing Pugna. There you go. Obviously, he's probably played in some pub games, but yeah, it's not the same.
Hook shot.
Magnus goes in with a blade mail mid lane. There's a Sunstrike here. Actually, the Flame Break pushes him out of his own cogs. Will it be enough to keep PPD alive? Not the case. The Clock finds a kill. Might be killed in return, though. He will melt to the flames. Not getting out of this one, even through the disruption. Will go down. Now they look for more. Universe will be the trade, though. Make it a 2-for-1. Still favoring Empire.
Woof. I mean, Empire is just always there. I think after this fight, they realized that, hey, we just need to all fight together and we'll come out on top in team fights. And granted, Resolution wasn't there again, but most of his team was.
I just feel this EG draft is not very well equipped to play from behind. Like
No,
they've run drafts like the Ember, Darkseer, Naga. These are drafts that can lose the lanes and come back fairly easily, or relatively easily, but this is a very hard draft to come back with.
Silent will scout out Envy. Envy doesn't actually know that his arrow is on cooldown, though.
He might just run him down here with right clicks. Pops the Invis Rune, continues to chase. Emmy will dust him just to slow him a bit, but Silent's not giving up the goose just yet. There's a Sunstrike available if this arrow manages to hit. He'll let it fly, and Emmy almost walks right into it. Oh, that was close.
Well, meanwhile, Empire pushing top lane. This T2 is under heavy siege. Necro 3 is deployed, and no one is in sight to defend this tower.
Another just ridiculous farming performance from Resolution. 143 CS. You know, the thing is he didn't join the fight, but he gets his Necro 3 by like 20 minutes along with Midas and Force Staff almost every game. This guy farms incredibly well on Invoker.
Uh-oh, here it comes. All the TPs, and Visage is not there.
Oh boy, Burrow Strike. Arrow comes through. Actually hits a creep though. Hits a creep. They didn't get off Epicenter. Now they're going to lasso up. Mag pull him out of position. The Sankey was kept alive by a crutch disruption, but not long enough. He will end up going down. So he will fall. The Dragon Knight's dead as well, and EG head for the trees. Probably looking to run. There's a Flame Break from Universe, but he's going to back off in the end.
Artur, or is he going to finish this BKB before the end of the game? I don't know.
I think the Sankane jumped the gun there, though. It was like, oh, I had two heroes. Let's Burrow Strike and just fight this. Also, Arrow hit a creep, which was a bit unfortunate, but...
Yeah, maybe if he starts off with the Epicenter, or if he's able to get it off during the fight, it's a lot different, especially since they don't have any BKBs.
Yeah. Now they lead by 12k gold, 5k experience. And Empire definitely have solid late game as well. It's not amazing, but they've got
it's better than EG's.
It's a decent dual core.
Better than EG's. What do they have for late game? Pugna with just Mech Arcane, DK with no BKB, 22 minutes in, probably not likely to get it before 30.
I would actually say Dragonite and Pugna is quite decent late game, but they need a lot of items and levels, and Dragonite isn't even close to his level 3 ultimate. Pugna's nowhere near anything important, like an Ags, a Hex, Refresher.
Yeah, they have so many ways to stop. Like, I think Pugna's usually pretty good too, but to stop Life Drain, I think to be really useful, he needs like Scepter plus Life Drain. They have really good things versus that, actually, with Cold Snap.
You need a BKB.
Yeah, he needs BKB plus Scepter plus like Scythe, and that's just asking for way too much from Eternal Envy.
Well, the thing is, yeah, Pugna can't go out on the map and get those items when you're behind like this. Maybe he farms a wave here or there, he split pushes, but it's not Lycanthrope, it's not Naga. The hero doesn't have that much mobility, and if it gets caught...
It's not Morphling in particular. I think Morphling's a big one. I think Eternal Envy would have loved to play Morphling this game.
Yeah, that was a smart ban from Empire. They're going to look towards Roche now, and I guess the question is, can EG trade or can EG contest it? Into the pit they go. EG are not in position to fight this one.
Yep. Are there Vitus Familiars around to scout? Looks like that answer is a no. And there is a medallion up on Shadow Demon. This thing's just going to melt.
Aegis goes the way of Empire, one step closer to a Game 1 victory. And
Invoker actually saved his Necro 3, knowing that they weren't going to fight, and he can use it to pressure this T3. This T3 is already at half. They have Glyph, but there's no way it's staying up past the second volley. Well,
do EG have buybacks now? They might have to start throwing bodies at Empire to defend their home turf. They have a single buyback on the Dragonite. No BKB yet for Arteezy. He really can't afford to be buying back now, but he might have to with the illusions here, the Forward Spirits as well. Are they going to find an opening from the Batrider? Universe looks for one, but they're poised for counter initiation with always want to fly in the trees, and Mag a bit farther back as the clock. Not going in yet. Universe will look to leap here. Smoke was just dispelled. Doesn't find the opening. Now he's forced back. PPD still hanging back as well. And then they lasso in one. They pull Resolution way behind enemy lines. Then dusting him through as well. Sand King comes in, cleans up one, and they have a second life here. Familiar stuns. One a bit too early. The other not going to happen because a Flame Break pushes Resolution out of the Familiar stun. Bit of a miscue there from EG, and it's going to cost them any shot at killing him.
much better ward placement from Envy right on the spot, and Empire, it's really difficult to take high ground against a Pugna ward too, but looks like they will press on. Necrobook still on cooldown for 30 seconds, but his range racks.
Yeah, start with the range racks, then go through with a burrow strike. Always want to fly, takes a burrow strike. Don't think the arrow connected there. Universe starts flying in, and Envy does a lot of damage with the ward as well as the heal. The Rex has fallen. Silent now trying to make his own escape. He'll get blown up too. They've thrown away 2 lives. They only get a range Rex here.
That's a very good hold by EG. Well, a couple things happened there. Sanking stunned, and he got Dazzle healed, and he dropped to like 20%. And then on top of that, Universe had a very nice flame break during the leap, so he pretty much moved nowhere during the leap.
And also, I believe the arrow once again hit a creep.
The creep spawned like right as they initiated.
Yeah, it's just been... Silent had a nice arrow to start the laning stage, but he hasn't really had that many opportunities since then. They also very narrowly missed on a Sunstrike trying to kill the Visage on his retreat back, so that was good news for EG as well.
Without that Aegis, though, the push doesn't happen like that. So EG, they still are in a... I wouldn't say they're in a terrible position. It's not good for sure, but they're getting kills.
Last one always want to fly mid lane. There you go. I wouldn't call it a comeback just yet, but EG finding their sea legs in a crucial moment. Can they take towers off of this kill? Sand King dead for 35 seconds.
The big bad resolution, though. 4,000 gold and counting. Almost 4,000 gold and counting.
He is filthy farmed. This is normally it's a hex here. Is there any chance you consider like a better base breaking item like AC or?
Lincoln's maybe to counter the Batrider Initiate, or maybe a Yule's since they won't have BKB by the time they push again. AC is okay,
to be
but
fair, Hex can do the same, I suppose.
Yeah, Hex is probably the safest bet for him. It's too risky going for AC, and then if you still get lassoed and died, like, I mean, they couldn't really do anything to save him that fight. And he got 4-staff like so far back, like closer to T4s, and had they not had a 4-staff on Mag to push him out, and if Universe's Flame Break were a little bit better, I think he would have tied twice without Empire getting that much in return.
The other thing that we did not get a chance to mention during the fight is that Arteezy had to buy back, so his BKB is even further delayed. It's 27 minutes in. It's starting to feel like that Ember Spirit game where, I mean, he's not really making that many big misplays, it's just his farm isn't there.
He's getting caught out a lot, too.
Yeah. And a lot of it's Empire just good at catching heroes out in general. They'll go with the Moonlight Shadow. EG already with the Sentry Ward inside the base. I don't know if they'll get the jump, but they're just going to descend in numbers. So they find Zai here. They start with a Purge on Arteezy. Sunstrike's not going to connect on anything. Envy dropping a nuke. That'll be the end of that. Now they got to retreat.
If EG didn't have a Sentry there, they probably instantly lose Arteezy.
They probably lose the game because he doesn't have buyback. Or at least a full lane of racks and maybe a tier 3 mid takes a bunch of damage.
Yeah, he's just important at this point to just soak up a lot of damage so Eternal Envy can keep spamming Blast.
Yeah, Eternal Envy, another ward cooling down for a few seconds here. Dragon Knight just stunning out the army, trying to find some openings, but...
This is not the same as a Luna.
Yeah, but they do have the Forge Spirits there as well, so it helps.
I mean, they blew Necro 3 though. That's how much damage you do with two Disrupt Illusions, 2 Manta Illusions, 4 Spirits, and and Necro on melee Rex. That's not happening. Not without Aegis. And the Glyph is cooling down 35 seconds.
Yeah, this Empire lineup seems a lot better at getting the kills than they do at just straight up like blowing up buildings. So if they don't find any kills, EG may well be able to hold on here. They also have a very farmed Visage. You mentioned Zai's farm. He has an Aghanim Scepter now. So this is a lot of damage that Empire have to be careful about. If they overextend again, 2-3 kills, and, well, what do you know? Envy's found a BKB. So EG are hanging on and getting some key items up.
Yeah, they need to be able to blow people up like in a Sand King stun though. So they also need to like disable Dazzle so he isn't able to save people through Grave. But the Sand King Epicenter just has not been online a lot of the times. Well, most of it's because of the Pugna Ward, but without it, they really just don't have good enough lockdown right now without arrows hitting to burst people down before EG's able to react.
And it's also where I feel at this stage of the game, Empire would rather have the Darkseer than the Clockwork. Just better set up for the Burrow Strike, and sure, you can hook up maybe 1 or 2 heroes, but hitting a hook in traffic is extremely difficult compared to Blink Vacuum, which is a much more forgiving initiation.
Yeah, and the AoE is just way, way, way larger. And it forces the EG to get BKBs much, much sooner. Well, DK will actually finish his, so not that bad.
Yeah, despite all the buybacks, Arteezy does have a BKB up now. They are a bit light on damage outside of the Visage, but they'll start this with the lasso. They found Silent. The Sand King comes in, does manage to Burrow Strike the Bat Rider, but that's it. Now Arteezy pops his BKB, and they'll look to defend. They bought down the Mirana. They also bring down the Sand King who came to save him, and now EG are on the chase. 3 Heroes of Empire retreating out. Bat defending the high ground.
The comeback is real.
It's this high ground Bat, very hard to fight into.
They just need to get the Scythe of Ice. They need counter initiate for it, and it's just not happening without it. And Vanscore can't really do that much. He has a 4-step, but it's just not enough. Defensive Disrupt still dies anyways.
Look at Envy. He's going ultra deep for these kills. Chasing Mag. They'll settle for taking over the enemy jungle for now. So at the instant that EG finds an opening, they transition into some key objectives. Get the enemy jungle warded up, maybe try and find one more fleeing hero and steal their creeps. Clean up their jungle, take as much gold and resources away from them as you possibly can. So EG's showing some really good poise under pressure here.
10,000 gold lead for Empire. That's down from 14,000. And actually EG has the experience lead at this point in the game too.
Yeah, that's quite surprising. The Visage for Zai has done an amazing job at finding levels. Level 13 on the Visage. Most other supports are 11 or 12, and these levels are a lot harder to come by as you get closer to 25.
Well, Resolution is finally level 17, so he has that level 4 invoke, as well as Scythe of Ice. This is a very good time for Empire to hit while they have the Scythe of Ice. Firstly, it'll catch EG by surprise. They think they'll have the Bat Rider initiate to back them up, but if it gets instantly canceled, then I think Empire can win a fight. But I mean, Universe is catching really important heroes, though. He caught Mirana that fight. The last base push, he caught the Invoker with the Aegis and pulled him back to a really far position. It might have been a double 4-staff from Zai and Bat Rider, and that's why he was so far back.
The thing with these bad initiations is not just what they do to the hero gets caught, it's what they do to the rest of the team, because everybody converges to try and protect that target, and then they're caught in an awkward position. Empire are farming the enemy neutrals, but they've been spotted out by a dire Observer Ward. Looks like EG doesn't want to fight them there. They'll want to fight inside their base with the high ground advantage. They lost a ranged Rax, Ben. They lost a tier 3. Their map control is not the best right now, but they're hanging on, and they are split pushing.
Ranged Rax is just almost nothing, though. That thing is poopy.
The lane can easily be pushed out. It will push in naturally on its own.
Empire pushing up. Wow, I would fully expect them to go for Roshan.
And they're going for a different lane as well. Still been taking out melee, but just going through the mid. They popped Alacrity on the Necro minion. Unfortunately, there's a glyph here, so it won't actually do that much. They've lost the Necronomicon. The Mantis-style illusions do fairly piddling damage. And where is Universe with that lasso? He's getting ready to jump in.
I think what Emperor wants to do is get damage that's going to stick. They try to siege the bottom Rax, and it just fully regen up. It was regen before like their Necro book was even cooled down. So now they force out a glyph. They've got the tower to 300 HP. So if they take Roshan and push again in the next 3 minutes or so, then they can take that T3 tower for free. So that's actually a very smart move from Empire. But the only thing is they're at risk for Bat Rider initiate, but he wasn't able to find an opening there.
Well, EG love to sneak their Roshans in when they can, and they're going to try and go for a Rosh now. Was spotted out by Rocket. They're sticking here with the triple familiars. This is going to drop very, very quickly. And do Empire get here in time? They know what's happening, but can they react? Well, actually, no Medallion. And the
EG's damage is crap.
They've lost their bonus damage as well on these familiars, so they did a lot at first, but there's no follow-up. And no Medallion for a team with a Dazzle. Bit unusual.
If Dragon Knight were a little more farmed too, yeah, and if they had the Medallion, maybe they can take it out, but nice Rocket, though, from Mag. If he doesn't do that and EG takes the Roshan, I think they can hold their Rax in mid.
Well, Empire might just say thank you. You've softened up the Rosh for us. No, they'll back off. It's like guaranteed you're going to lose one here at least to the Bat initiation into the pit. Yeah. Almost impossible to
And if
stop
Resolution dies, I think EG will win the fight and take Rosh.
Also, Universe almost has a BK freaking B, and there is no answer for that when he jumps in, aside from Purge. But he can still BKB, Lasso, and 4-staff, and that's normally enough to pull someone way out of position.
Yeah, Resolution is going to have to be in phenomenal position to not get caught out.
I think it's where, like you mentioned, the Lincoln Sphere, and I don't even think it would be a bad idea for someone in Empire to get one.
Well, the Invoker Illusions may help, but actually it looks like EG isn't going to be able to contest in time.
Maybe
They're already prepared with an observer order.
Universe has BKB. This could be huge for EG. They've got to get to this pit quickly. Maybe they can punish heroes that are in the pit. It looks like they will lose the Aegis, though. That goes the way of Empire. And now EG beat a hasty retreat. They're on the run. Empire on the chase. They'll let a arrow loose, and it hits RTZ. Bit slow to BKB there. Didn't see it coming. Now an Epicenter. Oh, his blink got canceled somehow, it looks like. Then the BKBs come out. He's forced out the BKBs from EG, even though the Epicenter hit nothing. Did the ward hit him there, or did you see what happened?
Firefly.
Okay, he walked on the Firefly.
Well, this is a free T3 though. Without the BKBs, it's definitely going to drop no glyph either. So, well, it's all on you, Universe.
Now the siege begins. They'll pop the man-style illusions and chip away. There's a blink-in initiation. There's your BKB lasso from Universe, and they pulled way out of position the Invoker, but he does have Aegis. Everyone's dropping pretty fast here. The Invoker will fall at Resolution. Dead once. They've lost the Shadow Demon as well. The Dragon Knight was the trade, but now Invoker comes back. He's actually got a Sight the Vice. I think he could have gone in on someone, but plays it safe. Will retreat out. So an Aegis for a tier 3, and they lost the Shadow Demon. A tier 3 with 300 health. That is not a bad trade. EG are doing a great job of defending high ground.
Not a bad job at all. They can't really split push either because Bat will just straight up kill them. So, yeah. Empire, I think he could have waited a little bit on that disrupt. He's not taking that much damage during the lasso. Oh, always want to fly.
There's a flame break here. I'll try to go for the TP out. That's not going to happen. Universe making yet another play. He's been the key for this team earlier in the event. He got shut down versus DK, but he's storming back now, and you look at his kill participation, 4, 4, and 8. He's been in 12 of 14 kills. Really keeping EG afloat.
Yeah, the BKB was just so important, too, for EG.
So what do Empire do now? Do they just go farm for ultra late game? Do they smoke gank? What is their game plan? Because
they need a gank with a Scythe of Ice, I think, and they can kill people. They have so much lockdown, like Scythe of Ice into Sinking Sun into Arrow, that's like a good 6 seconds of uptime, plus, depending on the length of the arrow, and that should be enough to kill anybody. So if anyone's out pushing, I think he should probably get a blink just so he can initiate instantly on whomever's around the map and kind of starve out EG. And they definitely want to get the next Roshan. I think that EG will beat Empire in 5-on-5s in their base. Outside of base, Empire will win 5-on-5s unless it's at a tricky place like Roshan. And in gank advantage, Empire definitely has that, unless Batrider +1 kind of smoke up, but Resolution hasn't really been presenting any opportunities. Like, he just pushes out his lane with Forward Spears and chills at the T2, but they need to get kills so that EG isn't getting any farm. If they can just keep Dragon Knight from accruing items, I think that's really important. Well, he hasn't actually been doing a good job of accruing items, just Spiking Bar and the Helm of Iron will. Batrider, he does have his BKB. If they could have like limited his BKB in the last 10 minutes by putting a lot of pressure on the map, then they do so, but Empire is just moving as a big unit, and EG is able to take advantage of that by just split pushing sides, find farm in the jungle, maybe sacrifice a support here and there to trade off for tons of gold.
I think the biggest thing now for EG is going to be the gem on Universe, because I'm looking at the EG vision and it's pretty bad, to be honest, Ben. Most of the lanes are pushed in. Now they start to come out a tiny bit, but they'll naturally be pushing bottom, and they also have to be a bit scared leaving their base. Finally, RTZ's going to do it. And they've seen some Empires towards the bottom side of the map, so not expect any pressure mid, but this is not a normal RTZ game. He is not getting to hit many creeps, and well, this man wants to be hitting creeps.
Yeah, it's a late game Mirana too, which is not the best. I'm not even sure who does more damage. Probably RTZ actually does more damage to him because of the splash damage from Dragon Knight. And
he's about to get his level 3 ult, actually, which is a pretty huge deal.
Yeah, especially good versus BKBs, but
if EG win like one good fight, he's already got Dominator. You know, maybe he can build something like a Crystallis, the makings of the AC, and then he starts to hit pretty hard. It doesn't take that many items for a Dragon Knight to do a lot of damage, because like you said, he's got the splash.
On top of that, he has Dazzle Ultimate. And they have Visage Familiars too to help deal with that. I mean, at some point in the game, the Pugna ward is going to be a little irrelevant, and Pugna's not going to be able to do that much, but he's looking to compensate for that with a Scythe of Vice on his own. So with a Scythe Initiate and a Batrider Ultimate, I don't know, EG looking pretty good.
Considering how the game started, what was it, 8-1, 7-1, something along those lines?
Probably worse.
Yeah, that felt like it might.
I think it was 11-1 at the start, and then Empire kind of threw their lives away on the top tower.
I mean, compare this to what happened against DK, where they just were basically just destroyed and never had a chance. This is, at the very least, even if EG lose game 1, I don't think they'll be quite as frustrated and confused as they were after that way that series developed.
Yeah.
But they'll be looking to win this game 1. They don't want to be 1 game away from elimination. EG will try to hold the lines, and once again, it's just an army of stuff thrown towards the range racks. They'll look to chip their way at this. There's a glyph available. Batrider, the main initiator here for EG. Universe, as always, looking for an opening. Doesn't see a whole lot yet. Just see Silent. Not going to go in, but he is part.
I bet EG wish they could get their hands on Tree right now.
He is going to go in. There's your Firefly. The disruption comes, but it's pretty early. I always want to fight. He burrow strikes to the low ground, though. Lasso's down. BKB is also down. And Silence popped his own. Arteezy has used his dragon form. There's no BKB. There's no Lasso, but only for 40 seconds.
They should go without Lasso, though. I think it's worth it. I think they can at least sneak this range Rex. It's only at 200 HP. Maybe they wait for Dragon Form, but it's a pretty small window. Mag on the side looking for a hook shot.
Finds Eternal Enemy, but he gets 4-step to freedom. Then they turn around on Mag, and now Arteezy will pop his own BKB. There's a nice epicenter, except it only hits BKB targets. He burrows through on 2, and now will be stunned, will be herded back, killed off by EG. Deafening Blast connecting up 4, another hook shot forward. Finally, Empire are finding their opening. Buyback from Eternal Envy, looks to rejoin the fight. Turn this for his team. EG holding the line. They've killed off 3 with a single buyback. They've only lost 2, and they once again defend. Will they lose the range Rex? They do. Second range Rex up the game down, but no melee barracks is dead yet.
That's still not terribly difficult to come back from for EG. They still came out ahead, I think. What was it, 3 for 2?
3 for 2 with a buyback on the Pugna.
Yeah, that's not bad. What
it does delay the scythe, though, which is quite important.
Empire really needs to secure Roshan, though. I think that is of utmost importance.
So it looks like the Visage for Zai almost has an Assault Cuirass. In fact, he does. It's 42 minutes in. It's not that early, but Zai is. That's the other thing. This Dragon Knight will be stronger because of the AC. So
Dragon Knight has Armlet too, so I think that's a very good mid-game fight item, and he's still kind of at that phase where he needs medium items to build up. So I don't think it's a bad item choice.
Because every fight could really be their last.
Yes.
So
alternatively, he could get like a Mjolnir, which is not terribly bad, but they also have BKBs on important heroes, on Invoker and on Imurana.
Yeah, I think EG have it's probably less than a 50% shot, but they're not out of this. And Empire can't be feeling overly confident.
Here's a smoke. Universe looking for a kill. They do have the gem, as you mentioned.
Well, let's see if the fights outside their base go as well as the ones in them. If they get the jump here, they will. They found out Mag in the mid lane. Moonlight Shadow gets deployed. Then a Burrow Strike connects on Arteezy. Can they focus him down in time? Mag, trapped in the cogs, still trying to make his way out from this aggressive engagement. They lose the score immediately. Now Envy pops his BKB. Silent does as well, and the Deafening Blast comes through. Connects on quite a few. Arteezy forced to run. Do-do-do. 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 As always, when a fly chases down PPD. They almost bring him down. Zai's low. Will he fall? The arrow's connected. Then he's going to drop. Universe on the way out, and the fights outside their base are just not as easy for EG as the ones inside.
It was a nice move, though. I think they were hoping to catch Empire unprepared, but the buyback from Van Score, this is going to be a melee Rax, probably 2. That was a risky move, but EG kind of feeling bottled up. I think they could just play the same way that they did, but that's easy to say in retrospect. They felt that they had an opportunity to catch Empire off guard, get 1, maybe 2 picks, get the Roshan, and then keep holding on, keep looking for more farm, but looks like the end is nigh.
Not enough buybacks from the looks of things, and they're not bothering to use the one they have on the Batrider. This will be 2 lanes of Rax, it appears, for Empire, and also an exposed Rax in the bottom lane. In fact, it might be Mega Creeps. Resolution, he's working on that bottom lane. The other 4 heroes assisting on the top push. They are focusing the melee Rax for now, so if they get this, that's all melee Rax down, and nearly just end of the game for EG at that point. They haven't actually killed it off yet, though. They purged off Arteezy. The Rax is so incredibly low. It's still alive, though. They lasso Bang Score. Universe trying to find another opening for his team, but Cold Snap is here. Deafening Blast connects onto Arteezy, followed up with a Starfall, then a hook shot in from Mag. Empire breaking through at long last. They've finally done it. Melee Rax down in all 3 lanes. Zai gets a triple kill. He'll pick up an Ultra, but the real question is it enough?
EG has to take Roshan out. They have 4 heroes up. Empire only has 1, And granted, always one fight could make big plays. His epicenter is almost up, but EG, if they wait, Empire will just take Roche and just end the game from there and just pretty much just throw everything that they have at this last wreck. So EG, they have to do it. They have a pretty big window, 50 seconds, 55 seconds on Invoker and Mirana both. And if they can only defend their base, I think they send like Visage Birds to top lane and then just send 2 heroes out to bottom, 2 heroes down to mid, take Roshan out, and then try and fight from there. That's their best chance of holding on.
Well, what do you think Zai goes for next? We rarely see Visages get beyond this point of farm.
You'd have to ask Owie.
Maybe a Hex? What's it going to be?
Desolator's not bad.
No, Maelstrom. Going for Mjolnir
Maelstrom's
for Arteezy.
important to push out against creeps.
And it also gives them the Mjolnir buff that they can drop on Arteezy, which I think is the
Are
other
they going
big
for the
thing.
gold? They're not going for Roshan. They're going to be up by the time they push a T2. EG are trading a T2 for pretty much Roshan, I'd say.
Yeah, once these heroes respawn, they're going to have to back. Unless they find pickoffs.
I don't even think they can get the T2.
Oh, Universe is going deep for this one. No.
Oh, maybe it's a death push. That's the other option that I see.
It's just go all in on the mid lane.
But they're not strong enough
There's
to do so.
8 lives for Empire. And when they're defending high ground, it's much easier to hit the epicenter. But they're going to do it. They'll pop the dragon form. It's all the chips on the table here for EG. Only a single buyback if they lose this fight. So pretty much just total game at that point. And Arrow starts it off along with the lasso for Universe. He's found lane score. He has found that Shadow Demon on the backside of the fight. Does defensively disrupt, buying himself from some time. And the Sand King joins the fray as well. No epicenter just yet. Sunstrike, just a bit off the mark. Zai running right around the Rosie. He almost kills off Resolution by his lonesome, but the Necrominion's running him down. Will it finish him off? One more tower shot. Zai's gonna fall. That's a hero they need to keep alive. They've lost 3, and this might be the end. GG. They rolled the dice, and it just didn't work.
They were like a corner dog in the last 15 minutes of the game.
It was like 20 or 30 minutes they were bottled up in their base. But
Well,
they were super bottled up for the last 15.
It was like they were in such a bad position that they had to go for really Hail Mary options instead of the standard, hey, we'll sit in our base, hope that the opponents make a mistake. They were put in that position where you have to hope that Empire is going to mess up somewhere. Maybe Resolution is off fighting, he doesn't have a TP back, and they take a 4-on-5 fight, get a couple of kills, and get Roshan. And they went for those sort of plays. It just doesn't pay off. You can't really criticize them for it, though. I think that it was very admirable that they went for these long shots to try and get back in the game.
EG is going to look at this game and say, we lost this game in the laning stage. Sure, we almost held on and turned it around, but they gave up 8 kills in the first couple of minutes. They didn't take that many towers either. The tier 1 mid was not taken. The tier 2 top lane and their safe lane was not taken. They didn't get enough done for a Pugna Dragonite strat in the laning stage.
And they didn't stack for Universe either.
And they had awful jungle luck. That should be mentioned, but nonetheless, they could have done more to stack for.
Yes, and I think things started off with it was really the wards at the start, though, because that secures 3 runes for Empire that leads to that kill on Arteezy, and then Arteezy, once he gets 1 kill, he dies again, he dies again, he dies again. Supports have to come help him, and they can't get any sort of farm. Well, Zai actually was a pretty farm, but they can't do other things around the map, like pressure other lanes, like kill the offlaner, stack and pull, and push towers. They couldn't really do anything, and yeah, things really started going wrong. When they killed Arteezy, plenty of times they got that tower on top, but they also gave up plenty of kills. And I thought that was actually a pretty good draft from EG. But it just seems like giving Resolution Invoker and giving yourself Bat Rider in response is just not an appropriate trade. IG tried it, EG tried it, just doesn't work.
Look at the brackets. Empire have made quite a run. They knocked out rox.kis, they knocked out Alliance, they knocked out IG, and they're 1 game away from also knocking out EG, who looked just unbelievably good on the first 2 days. It would be such a sad way for things to end for EG, but
sad boys.
I gotta tell you, the hometown crowd, they'll be rooting mostly for Empire in this one. Some of them are big Arteezy fans, but well, with that being said, guys, let's see if EG can bounce back. It's game 1 in the books now. Empire 1 win away from a date with DK in the grand finals. EG, they want revenge against DK, but first, they've got to get past Empire. And right now, prognosis not looking too strong. I'm LD, he's Merlini. You're watching Beyond the Summit's presentation of Starladder Season 9. Stick with us. We'll be right back.